Rose-colored glasses. Yes, everything is going well. How is your day going, actually? Always appreciate your company in the live streams. I'm not sure what I need to charge right now. If my phone or the iPad needs charging the most. Well, the iPad is at 100, so that answers that question. Hope you're having a positive and productive day. You know, it's afternoon. We're after noontime. The day is slowly winding down. You know, so that's why I try to get all my biggest accomplishments early in the day so I can relax and be lazy as the day takes its course. Now we're off work in the studio and we are about to conversate and meditate. About to conversate and meditate. And I did not bring my grinder. Shit. Well, I didn't bring my favorite grinder. There's a couple grinders up here. They're not the best, you know. Is that the last leaf on there? I guess so. They're just not the best grinders. I had to order some more bud today because I'm literally out of bud. It's going well. I just started my day 2 hours ago. Being the night owl that I am. I know that's right. And I just woke up. I just had my cup of coffee. I read some news headlines and some articles. I'm just trying to ease into my day. You should do you follow my Instagram? You should get on my Instagram and go live with me on Instagram. You want to do that? You want to have a conversation live on Instagram? I know what you sound like anyway. Like I say, I've watched your YouTube channel and stuff, so I know what you sound like. I know what you look like. But just so you wouldn't have to be texting all the time. Yeah, that's okay. I think that's all the but. Oh well, there's like it's like a bag of chips, man. You're trying to get all the flavor out the corner of the bag of chips. You know, you take that bag and that's how I gotta do my weed bag. Make sure I get all the little kernels and grains out the bottom. This writer can type fast. I know that's right. I'm at like maybe 9 words a minute. I'll be in the bitch like A S D F G H J K L semicolon Q W R T E Q W E R T. I don't know. I can't do it. Oh my god, I can't. I barely know home row. Then at the bottom that shit like Z C B. Like man, I can't. I don't know how to type, man. That shit be hurting my damn brain. Be trying to get on that keyboard, nigga. Shit. I'm so thankful for Chat GPT. Lord. I copy and paste the question into Chat GPT and tell it to give me an answer, and then I copy and paste the answer. I ain't typing shit. I don't gotta type shit. I don't know if I want to use that one actually. I thought I had a tip in here. I thought I had a tip. I thought I had a tip. I guess I really don't. I gotta get a tip. Let me. I guess I gotta run downstairs real quick because I ain't got no tips in here. I could have swore I had a tip. No. Jesus Christ. All right. No, I guess I gotta make a tip because I couldn't find one. No, you are much appreciated. Thank you so much for popping in the stream and just keeping me company on this artistic journey that we're sharing together in reality. I hope the rest of your day is pleasant, and I'll get with you next time, shawty. Bye. Let me copy and paste this. All right. Hmm. All right. Davy Crockett, a man of the wild frontier. Davy Crockett. And Talisha shed no tears because Davy. Let me stop. I'll stop right there. Shaman. What up? 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 What up, man? So yesterday um we got most of the big figure done. So now I'm gonna clean out my palette, switch up some colors, and try to paint these little people in the foreground. How goes it? It goes just fine, bro. You know, it's after work. I'm in the studio. This is the best it gets right here. This is as good as we can get. You know, chilling, smoking, and shipping in the studio. It don't get no better than that. what I'm saying? I feel sensational. But I'm gonna start up an Instagram stream real quick. I actually have a model coming through this evening. Supposed to. She was supposed to come like 2 weeks ago, and something came up. Then she was supposed to come Saturday. Something came up. After Saturday, after the second time, I stopped reaching out to people. You know, I reach out, hey, would you care to model for me? Yeah, sure, I would love to do that. Okay, let's try to set up a time schedule so we can link and meet up. Okay, great, let's do it this day. Okay, that day falls through. Hey, sorry we didn't have the opportunity to meet up for that photo shoot. I was wondering if we can reschedule again. Yeah, let's reschedule for this day. That second day, if we can't link up, then I don't keep asking them same people. So after the second time, I stopped reaching out, and then she reached out to me, which is good. Hey, I apologize. You know, XYZ came up. Would you care to do the photo shoot this evening when I get off work? So I'm like, yeah, sure, no problem. So if she comes, she comes. If she doesn't, oh well. But I want to do some more feet paintings, and she's a chocolate, real chocolate brown skin girl. So I want some chocolate toes. Do some feet painting. This shit gonna be real freaky too. You know what? Damn, I might need to I might have to go get a banana. Honestly, I didn't even think about that. But we'll see. So what I said? Oh, we need to clean off our palette. Clean the palette off. Let's get a fresh, clean slate. I got some new followers. Okay. Um. Yeah, we live on Insta. We live on YouTube. Uh, so we got our palette here. Honestly, I could use a lot of these colors, but I still think I might need a fresh start. Yeah, I think I may try to keep this black right here. If I can save that black, that might be good enough. Oh, I set the stream up, but I didn't actually start the Instagram. Okay, start, checking connection. You are now live. There we go. All right. So I got a busy evening. I was lazy on Sunday. Normally on Sundays I do my meal prep. I ain't do no meal prep this week. And I do it on Sunday so I don't have to cook fucking dinner every night of the week. But now, since I didn't prep food on Sunday, now every night this week I've been trying to scramble to put some food together. So I took I had some shrimp, like some raw jumbo shrimp. So I took that out. I took a box of pasta out and some Alfredo sauce and some broccoli. So I'll just make like some shrimp Alfredo because that shit is fast and easy. Cook some fucking noodles. That's like 20 minutes. Saute some shrimp. That's like 10 minutes. Put all that shit in a pot with some sauce. It's a wrap. Got some goddamn some garlic bread, some shrimp Alfredo and garlic bread. That'll be it for dinner tonight. So I'll do that. So paint, cook dinner, photo shoot. If the model comes through. I don't say I'm doing a photo shoot until the model actually arrives. Yo, Jody, what's up? I was just telling everybody that I may have a photo shoot this evening actually, which is awesome. I have, and that's why I really got into my Midjourney. So I have a paid subscription to Midjourney to create AI images because it's so hard for me to get models. And I knew it was going to help me on this series right here because it's kind of like science fictiony, and it's some stuff that I really couldn't photograph in real life. But at the same time, like even my reader series, I've already like generated some images for my reader series, just in case I can't find models for it. Or I just try to generate all kind of stuff now. But uh, hopefully the model will actually show this evening, and I can get some real photographs using a real camera. And like I say, we'll see how that goes. I haven't photographed anything since the last thing I photographed was, damn, the last thing I photographed was the reader series with the mom and the two kids sitting on the couch. That's the last picture I took. So I haven't taken pictures in a minute. I'm trying to think that I photographed anything after that. Nope. Not art wise anyway. So yeah, it's been a while since I actually took a damn picture. So I'm kinda excited. Like I say too, this model kinda like, yo, what's good? This model kinda counseled on me once before, so I'm a man of action. I say I have a photo shoot, but I'm not counting that shit until I'm actually setting up taking pictures. So once again, hopefully we'll do that this evening. And yeah, that's it. On a big ass fucking Wednesday. On a big super Wednesday. See, I want to keep this black, but when I'm scraping shit, it seems like it's just in the way. I should just take it off, but nah. Yo, sushi. I'll be a model for you. No nudity. Sorry. Really, bro? This is for the arts, man. This is for the arts. You don't want to show your junk for the art? You're going to go down in history. I'm going to immortalize you in a masterpiece. You don't want to show your junk? Fucking weak, son. The only reason I don't show my junk I don't want my inbox to be flooded, bro. I don't want motherfuckers just like all the messages just come flooding in my shit. I don't want that. That's why I get real close now. I get real close to showing the junk, but then I don't. Cause I got some okay nudity, but you gotta pay extra. Man, I'm a pay you no attention. Is what I'm gonna do. I'm paying you in the ability to go down in history as one of the few full frontal male nude models for the famous artist Prince himself. Not the recording artist, the visual artist. And they're gonna be like, who is that model? And then they're gonna want to Google you and look up your whole background. They're gonna want to know who your parents were and what did you do for a living and how did you meet Travis Prince the artist and why did he choose you to do full male frontal nudity? It'll be a whole thing. You'd be famous, man. You'd be more famous than me. Don't you know that the paintings sometimes are more famous than the painter? But I look up Barkley Hendricks. Barkley Hendricks has a piece called Well Endowed. Barkley Hendricks. Well Endowed. It's him. It's the artist. He painted himself just standing up, full frontal nudity. He has a hat on, and he's kind of just standing like this. He's just like, yo, what's good? And it's like, I want to do that shit so bad, but then I don't want to do that shit. If I get real close, I be on some shit like this. I be like this with it. You know what I'm saying? I be right on the edge. No lie. One of the main reasons I don't do full nudity of myself is because my homies. It's really, if I would to do some shit like that, I would have to do that shit in secrecy with no stream or no nothing. Because only my homies be chilling in here with me. Sushi, goddamn Boozy, D1, J1, goddamn Shaman, Graveyard. Like, it just be the homies in here. The homies don't want to see my package. And they don't want to see that shit in 4K. Nobody want to see that shit in 4K. You know what I'm saying? But not if it's a cold day. Me? Man, look, I got the space heaters. It's warm in here. It's warm. I know who you is. It ain't gonna be cold, bro. It's warm. It's like you be alright. Room temperature. You just this your first time in here. Who else in here? Yo, Bronx, for real. How many years have you been watching my stream? And don't even exaggerate. We already know, like, it's hard to get that exact number, but Bronx, how long have you been watching my stream, bro? On average, in years. Who else was in here? Boozy was in here. Boozy, you still in here? How long you been watching my stream, bro? She like, dang, you just left me out. I ain't left you out. I'm so happy you here. I hope you subscribe and hit the notification bell. Like the video and share with your friends. 5 years, maybe more. And like you say, that's estimated 5, maybe might be 6.5. Well, I've been having motherfuckers watch this stream for years, yo. Heck yeah, I did all that. I sure appreciate it. Well, I know you'll be around now. But for real, like, my channel hasn't grown in years. It has not grown in years at all, by no counts. But the homies who really fuck with me, I got like maybe almost 10. I got like 7 or 8 motherfuckers who really just fuck with me in the stream, yo. And they'll pop in and pop out, but some of these motherfuckers been watching this shit for 5, 6, 7, 8 years. I got like 2 homies been watching me since day one. I'm almost on 10 years with the YouTube channel now. But Shaman, it's been longer. I'm telling you, Shaman been around forever. They saw me go from where I used to paint at, and how I moved around a little bit. Like I said, motherfuckers been here for a while, and I try to tell them all the time. I tell you, I do appreciate you guys. I really do. This shit be motivating to me. You know what I'm saying? This shit motivates me. It really does. To have the homies just chill with me. Goddamn. Shit, I'm on Shaman's Apple TV. Shit. I'm family. I'm on the family plan, nigga. Shit. Can't tell me shit. Can't tell me I don't know this nigga. You can't tell me I don't know this motherfucker, bro. Shit, I'm on the goddamn family plan. But yo, Miss So Fly, Talisha, she real cool people, bro. Instantly, bro. Just like cool people, so cool. Me and the homies was on Call of Duty, and we just hopped in the match, and she was in there talking cash shit. I mean hard, non-stop. We like, who the fuck this chick is, man? You gotta come with us, man. Hey, bring your ass, bring your ass. She played a couple games with us. Nah, nigga, you on the team. Nah, put the t-shirt on. You not going no way, nigga. We got you now. Fuck that. You on our team. Shit talker with a southern accent. Motherfucking shit talker. Yes sir. We got a good squad now, but we got a good squad now, and a fucking active squad. That's the thing, cause me and my homie, man, we old. We work and we come home. We work and we come home, and most of the time when we home, we play fucking video games. This is all I do. And all these niggas will tell you, I paint and I play games. I don't do shit else. I don't do nothing else. A lot of people find this shit super fucking boring. Not me. Not me. I go to work, I come home and I paint, and I play video games. That's it. It's a wrap. I don't do much. So as long as we got an active ass squad who gonna be on, I'm good. I'm gravy. I'm Gucci. I say we can get a full squad now. We can get a whole squad in that bitch, whether we playing goddamn resurgence or team deathmatch. We got enough people on the clan now where we in there. We gonna hurt somebody's feelings. Every time I die, it's a motherfucker with the KAOKOA, whatever that shit is, man. They everywhere. Yes sir, we everywhere, bitch. We everywhere. And the thing too about our clan, we all talk shit about each other. You bet that do bag. And I'm the worst player, so they talk shit about me all the time. That shit be hurting my feelings a little bit, but I know it's just love. That's why I be trying to go hard, but I'll be trying to be at the bottom of it's friendly competition, but honestly, I don't even be worried about winning the match. I just be worried about not being on the bottom of the scoreboard in our squad. Cause if I get down there, yo, niggas gonna roast you. Niggas gonna roast you. I'm just trying not to be the bottom on our team again. Fuck that. We gonna talk shit about every other player, but then behind closed doors, we gonna roast each other too now. That's why I got the one homie Diablo. They give it to him too hard though. I ain't even gonna lie. Yo, as soon as the nigga open his mouth, yo, shut the fuck up. Yeah, it's like, chill, let that man just breathe a little bit. Yo, I told him, man, they gonna make Diablo take the t-shirt off, bro. He don't even like playing with us. And he not of the color, so he can't say the word. And that kind of limits him a little bit. He don't like that shit. Now Diablo ain't my home. I ain't put him on, so I fuck with him. He got a cool personality and he an alright player, but them boys get that nigga hell, bro. They get him hell. And he be playing on the PC too. Bruh. They be fucking him up. Alright, I think I got this palette scraped off enough. Let me get the last little bit of crumbs. Ugh. Get the last little bit of crumbs off of here. Like I said, I tried to keep that black paint. That's a lot of paint, and it's still pretty good too. And I'm gonna definitely need black in what I do next. It's mostly gonna be like black and dark blues. Yeah, like bluish gray. gonna be like a lot of bluish gray, some brown. Yeah, so I definitely didn't want to scrape all of that black off because I'm gonna be able to use some of that. So we got the palette mostly clean. We're gonna add some white. I might use this. I might can use some of this right here. Some this is a gray mix already. This is called Portland Gray Medium. So I don't have to constantly mix the white and black to get a decent gray. This Portland Gray works pretty good. So I can probably use this. I'm gonna add a little bit of white and I want a purplish kind of blue, so I think I'll use ultramarine blue, because in in his armor and stuff, I used a lot of cobalt and I used a lot of Prussian blue. So I don't want to use the same blue to make these grays at the bottoms. I want that blue to have a different like coolness to it. So what I said, ultramarine. I'll use ultramarine blue. So some Portland Gray. We already got black on the palette. Some ultramarine blue. I think this is ultramarine. Ultramarine. We're going to use some white. And Van Dyke Brown, which I should have out. Van Dyke Brown. And some transparent earth orange. Or I can use Venetian red, or would the earth orange do better? Let's see. Where's that at? This is transparent red oxide. It's kind of like transparent earth orange. It's a little bit lighter, and I have more of this than I do, because this is like a full tube almost. I could probably use this. Let's use this and see what happens with it. Oxide Rojo Transparente. For my Spanish speakers. Yo, who we got up in here, yo? What's good? What's good? What's great? What's poppin'? Oh. Who's that? Man, somebody tried to join the Instagram live, but oh well. Oh, why did I take these gloves off? I need to throw this paint on here.
Media and the establishment are outraged. Is this because Tucker is a traitor and it's somehow irreligious for him to have a conversation with Putin? Or is it because this conversation could give us the opportunity, along with the axis between Tucker and Elon Musk, to get an entirely different perspective on an extremely significant issue: global war? Hello there, you awakening wonders. Thanks for joining me on our voyage to truth and freedom. Remember, if you become a member of our community, you can access additional content. For example, our exclusive only access to our supporters interview with Tucker Carlson, as well as conversations every single day where we speak to journalists, where we do meditations, we do a whole bunch of stuff. Join us if you can, because we are interested in emergent independent media, which just might be the most powerful force on the planet right now. Consider this: if Tucker Carlson can interview Vladimir Putin and Elon Musk can publish publish it on X, that means that all of us are going to gain access to a perspective on a topic that could change the trajectory of world events that the establishment would rather we wouldn't have. 2 years into a war that's reshaping the entire world, most Americans are not informed. They have no real idea what's happening in this region, here in Russia or 600 miles away.
Boy, hey, they gon' motherfucking try to kill Tucker, boy.
Russia under the yoke of Putin's.
So I've been seeing this shit pop up on social media all day, but I've been waiting to listen to this shit because I already shared a meme knowing what was going on, but I didn't even know what was going on really because the meme has it has 3 older journalists from back in the day who have interviewed Putin. And it's just like, and for the 3 other people and they have pictures of them with Putin and it says journalism. And then it has a picture of Tucker interviewing Putin and it says traitor. So what's the difference now? When anybody else talked to Putin back in the day, it was just trying to, cover global politics and see what the fuck Russia's got going on. But now since we in this proxy war with Russia and we sending all of our motherfucking tax dollars to Ukraine to fund and fight Russia, basically the US is fighting Russia. We just using the Ukraine soldiers as our front man in this proxy war. Now, in this moment, with this situation going on, if an American journalist decides to be cordial and have a real conversation with the elected leader of a nation who is currently in a war, oh, now it's treason. Oh, you shouldn't be doing that. Why are you talking to Putin? You a Russian sympathizer. You hate the fucking Ukrainians. You want no. I want to see what this motherfucker got to say. I'm just trying to ask some questions. Niggas, yo, what's good, Poop? Yo, what's going on, man? Yo, these niggas is they saying all kind of crazy shit about you, bro. I just want to know, like, just what's the skinny? And you know what? And you know why they scared? Because they don't want motherfuckers to really hear what this man got to say. So this isn't the interview. This is Russell Brand talking about that interview. But I can imagine that interview was fucking good as hell. Like I said, I've seen like 3 or 4 different posts, and that's like I've only scrolled through social media maybe 3 or 4 times today while I was at work. But every time I just scroll through social media, I see something about this interview, and it's just like, y'all can't be scared of Tucker because y'all done kicked him off of Fox. So you thought he was gonna crawl under a hole somewhere and just fucking dehydrate and shrivel up and just be quiet? No, Tucker's still kind of young. He still got fight in him, and I think that he's a family man, and he's actually he's grown and matured, and he's trying to see the world for what it actually is, and not from some kind of weird ass American-esque perspective only. I actually like Tucker Carlson. I don't agree with him at 100%. I probably agree with him about maybe 75% of the time. And that's cool, because we can agree to disagree. And there's some things I just disagree with him on. That don't mean his points are invalid, or his arguments are invalid, or he's a bad person because I can't agree with him all the time, or whatever. I don't think you should agree with anybody 100% of the time. That'd be weird. If I agree with somebody 100% of the time, or if someone agreed with me 100% of the time, I would think this motherfucker was a plant. Man, who sent you here? The fuck you doing here? Yeah, you exactly right. Yeah, boss. Yeah, you right. You right. Nah. You don't try to challenge me on any of my ideas, on any of my thought processes. You think just everything. Nah, bro, there's something wrong with you, nigga. And I don't trust that. And so that's why I don't mind
disagreeing with people and still trying to hear them out and see things from their perspective, because that gives you a more well-rounded view of the world, and that allows you to either strengthen your arguments or change your arguments. And sometimes disagreeing with somebody can show where you're wrong, which is a good thing, because then you can correct yourself and then you're less wrong about stuff. And it's always better to be less wrong about as much stuff as we can be wrong about.
It could be terrible. But what seems to be pretty clear is that the legacy media are outraged that Tucker has dared to go to Russia to speak to Putin.
And he's apparently been spending the last few days in Moscow for some reason. Who knows? We don't know why. He has to stay relevant somehow, so I guess we'll learn in the coming days.
And perhaps that's because there's a narrative that Putin is a madman and an expansionist, that Putin started this war without provocation, that Putin has rejected all overtures towards peace. And it seems that at least there is a viable counter-narrative that that's not true, that NATO breached former Soviet Union territory, that Putin doesn't want Ukraine in NATO on his doorstep. And you can say Ukraine's an independent nation, they should be able to join NATO, but then you're in a conversation about what is the value of NATO? How's NATO benefiting you? I'm not saying I know the answers to these questions. I'm saying we're entitled to have a conversation, and I would like to hear what Vladimir Putin's got to say about NATO, about the disputed region of the Donbass, about Crimea, about what his terms for peace would be. Because we're continually told that Putin is a lunatic, can't be appeased, he's a contemporary Hitler. Wouldn't you like to see him answer some of those questions? Wouldn't you like to see a journalist and Vladimir Putin having a conversation before you just automatically assume that everything you're being told by CNN and the American government and the corporate establishment is irrefutably true? Isn't it interesting that Russia today has been cleansed from the internet, whereas apparently in Russia, Tucker is a recognizable superstar? So whatever's going on in Russia, they're not banning all American media. So isn't it valuable to have
That's why Tucker can get over there and get an interview with Putin, yo. Putin ain't stupid. He know who the fuck.
Carlson a traitor,
Yeah.
those that are most guilty of
Putin know who and who not to let in his fucking country, yo. He like, Tucker want to interview? Sure, like set it up. Let's really vet this motherfucker because he is American. But we like Tucker. He seems okay. Set it up, arrange it, make sure this motherfucker, don't got no poison gas pin on him or nothing like that. Trying to poke me. And they say Tucker Carlson is a recognizable face in Russia, yo. So it's good, Putin. I really want to know what this nigga got to say.
They seem to want to cut us out of the conversation when it comes to extremely significant global events. This is what RFK tweeted. The legacy media is in shambles because we've caught on to their lies and propaganda. Tucker Carlson has every right to interview Putin. We need more transparency instead of less. It used to be understood that journalists would interview world leaders, even those with whom we're at war. Meanwhile, Bill Kristol, former chief of staff, posted, perhaps we need a total and complete shutdown of Tucker Carlson re-entering the United States until our country's representatives can figure out what's going on. What seems more extreme there? What we're asking you today is, are we literally at the tipping point of independent media, where in the figures of Tucker Carlson and Elon Musk, we have an axis that could literally disrupt the entire establishment? Tucker Carlson can have a conversation with a world leader with a competing narrative, and Elon Musk can publish it through X. That means that all of us will gain access. We'll be able to watch with our own eyes and listen with our own ears to what Putin's saying. I'm not saying it's not possible that Putin is a liar, a lunatic, an expansionist, a former KGB operative that's possibly had a hand in countless murders, that Russia have their own agenda. But if we can hear Putin literally saying, I would accept a peace deal if Ukraine don't join NATO, if we keep Crimea, and if there's a degree of autonomy in Donbass, we, the population of the Western world that are currently funding for our tax dollars and pounds the perpetuation of this war, might be able to go, what is the value of NATO? Wait a minute, are the military-industrial complex benefiting from this war? What state is Ukrainian democracy in anyway? Do we want conscription in the UK and Sweden and in Australia, which is currently being discussed, by the way, way, presumably to provide human fodder for these wars. What this conversation represents is nothing less than the establishment being confronted with the new power of independent media to oppose their narrative, to oppose their agenda. Whatever you think of Tucker, whatever you think of Putin, whatever you think of Elon Musk, and even whatever you think about Russia, the panic that the legacy media and establishment are going into now suggests that they've got something more than our well-being in mind. Let's have a look.
The word reset. A massive shakeup in Kyiv coming as Putin is trying to court the MAGA GOP in the United States.
That's heavy editorialization already. Putin is trying to court one of the MAGA leaders. Tucker Carlson is not a MAGA leader. Anyone who watches or listens to Tucker Carlson will know that he's sort of sometimes like circumspect on Trump. I like Trump here, I've got questions about Trump there. MAGA is a very particular aspect of American political life, make America great again, and it seems that there's a legacy media attempt to frame it as extreme rather than populist, to frame it as sort of violent and somehow unacceptable rather than a kind of response to the failure of neoliberalism. You don't get MAGA without Barack Obama waving away the debts generated by the financial crisis, for example. That's not about Barack Obama's race. That's about Barack Obama's affinity with globalist financial interests. This is brilliant framing designed to stop us even questioning the legitimacy of Tucker going to Russia to have a conversation with Putin.
In fact, one of the leaders of the MAGA GOP is in Moscow tonight. It's the man you see here.
The man you see here criminalizing it as if Tucker Carlson's being observed from a hedge for binoculars. There he is, look, at a public event.
With the MAGA leader Donald Trump, Tucker Carlson, possibly there in Moscow to interview Putin.
How dare a journalist speak to a political leader? Everyone knows the job of journalists is to tell everyone that ivermectin is a horse paste.
Definitely there as supporting celebrity.
It's not Putin supporting celebrity. Putin is a leader on the world stage. I'm sure you could scrutinise Putin's record in power and go, oh my god, this looks a bit corrupt. The way that a new oligarchy was formed when state institutions were carved up and distributed, all of their former communist assets were privatised. There's loads of things you could ask about. Sure, there's weird assassinations and murders, but like Trump himself said, do you think we don't have people killed?
Putin's a killer. There's a lot of killers. We got a lot of killers. Why, you think our country's so innocent? You think our country's so innocent?
What it is the assumption that Russia don't have their own right to a perspective, that Putin don't have his right to the institutions of a nation. If what Putin's doing is wrong in Russia, what America's doing all over the Middle East is wrong. That's the conversation they're not capable of having. I'll tell you who is capable of having that conversation: Tucker Carlson. I'll tell you who would ask questions like that to Vladimir Putin: Tucker Carlson. This isn't about whether you personally like someone, although I do personally like Tucker Carlson, as a matter of fact. This is about what the function of media is.
Just listen to how Russian state media is breathlessly celebrating his visit.
Even when I watch Russian media and Russian news, I think that is not a country you want to have a war with if there's any way around it. If there's any way around it. If that's their news, imagine what their army's like. Hello, welcome to news, I kill you.
Independent journalist Tucker Carlson was flown to Russia from the U.S.
Sit up straight, here is news, I kill you.
Via Turkey to Vnukovo Airport. He saw Spartacus Ballet at the Bolshoi Theater.
Ballet, but only about Spartacus, about the radical slave leader who turned against army.
Had lunch in a nice restaurant. Went for a ride around town. Rode the subway. He charged his smartphone via a USB port and connected to a fast and free Wi-Fi internet.
Needless bit of propaganda there. We're not saying that Russia doesn't have their own propaganda. Of course they do. But the declaration of the legacy media that propaganda is a one-way street, that state imperatives is a one-way street, that a globalist agenda is a one-way street. Remember, Tucker is being reported on in Russia, Russia Today, which includes people like Slavoj Žižek, the philosopher, Chris Hedges, like Pulitzer Prize-winning former New York Times journalist, had all their Russia Today stuff just scrapped. What we're saying is that the legacy media and establishment isn't interested in protecting you, it's interested in controlling you. Once you have that analytic, then everything kind of makes sense, doesn't it?
Look at them talking about him like a celebrity. Everything he does on camera, breathlessly repeated. Now, it is unclear if an interview between Putin and Carlson will take place, but if it does, it gives Putin a chance to sit down with a big supporter.
Also, what's wrong with that? Again, the assumption that we're not capable of watching Tucker Carlson speak to Putin and go, okay, right, well, maybe Putin's got his own agenda. Can you incorporate that into your understanding that that's a world leader in charge of a massive country with an incredible history, with its own agenda and nuclear weapons and literature? What I resent is the assumption that all information should be given to me pre-tuned with a predetermined outcome already offered to us. Why they are terrified is because we might watch this and go, hey, I'm not sure it's worth perpetuating this war and funding this war and having this bill for billions of dollars go through, the majority of which, by the way, is going to Ukraine, not going to the border. There's a small amount's going to the border. We might be able to decide for ourselves that we want to take our own nations in a different direction, that our own media is unreliable, that our own political class is in need of radical revision. Here is Tucker Carlson when he was still on Fox, which, if you ask me, he was booted off of because he was anti-war. That's just my opinion. Talking about Vladimir Putin. Have a listen to this and see if it makes sense to you.
So it might be worth asking yourself, since it is getting pretty serious, what is this really about? Why do I hate Putin so much? Has Putin ever called me a racist? Has he threatened to get me fired for disagreeing with him?
How is that different than when Muhammad Ali said, I ain't got no beef with the Viet Cong?
How can I shoot them poor people? Just take me to jail.
When he said, I don't want to be conscripted into the US Army to go fight other brown people around the world on behalf of an American agenda. Do you think America's really changed since then? Oh, that was America of the 1960s when it was governed by the military-industrial complex. That was a very different America. Since then, why? Everything's changed since Wolfowitz and Cheney and Barack Obama and Raytheon and Lockheed Martin and reneging on a deal with Gorbachev to not impede on Russian territory or former Soviet territory, and get involved in the coup in Ukraine in 2014, and the Ukrainian biolabs and Victoria Nuland admitting that successive administrations have had involvement in Ukraine, and supporting the Azov battalion that are literally Nazi. There are questions to be asked. There are questions. I don't purport to have the answers. How could I? Because I look at the same media as you. Thankfully, independent media, I mean now. But the idea that having someone like Tucker Carlson have a conversation with Vladimir Putin is treason is bullshit. What it is an opportunity to get a perspective that is going to be detrimental to their agenda, and that's why they're flapping and panicking.
Does he eat dogs? These are fair questions.
It's not a fair question to ask to eat dogs. There's no reason to ask that.
And the answer to all of them is no. Vladimir Putin didn't do any of that.
I'll actually always remember watching that clip. I was standing in Ukraine 48 hours before the war began there.
Doing exactly what I was supposed to be doing. Being in Ukraine. Not asking why all other media outlets have been shut down. And why all of the political parties have been shut down. I was in Ukraine not asking why Gonzalo Lira, an American journalist, was in jail. I was in Ukraine believing that there's just good and bad. And that's it. Ignoring the quote by Solzhenitsyn, because he's Russian, that good and evil doesn't run between nations, races, creeds, genders, or individuals, but through every human heart. Because we ain't got time for that, because we're offering you propaganda while accusing other people of being propagandists. That's literal irony.
Well, Carlson then stood by Putin consistently all the way through. And that is why he can go to Moscow now without any fear of being summarily imprisoned.
People shouldn't fear being summarily imprisoned anyway. Again, remember, Gonzalo Lira, American journalist, died in a Ukrainian jail. No one talked about that. Why? Because he was like, not sure about Ukrainian democracy. Of course, Ukrainian people shouldn't be killed. That's ridiculous. And of course, this is a war crime, the invasion of Russia into Ukraine. And of course, we can't really talk about that because if we started using that metric, we'd have to acknowledge all of the war crimes the United States have committed over the last 50 years because all of their invasions have been criminal. Many of them have not involved the consultation of Congress. They're all criminal wars. Hypocrisy, hypocrisy, hypocrisy.
He's a hero. This was Putin's mouthpiece in the United States.
They're using the same narrative that they used for Trump, huh? This is Putin's mouthpiece. Oh, well, been peed on, I suppose, has he?
Somebody who had turned a blind eye to the atrocities committed by Putin because they were happening far away. Once vibrant towns turned to ruins, mass graves with dozens of bodies in the Kyiv suburbs.
Yeah, so should we look for a diplomatic, immediate solution to this war, or should we continue to fund it? When you look at the mass graves, when you look at the death, do you think that Russia is going to be defeated in a military confrontation by Ukraine at any point? Do you think that there's not going to be a bit where, well, we've got a nuclear arsenal? Why are we talking about conscription of troops in the United Kingdom and Australia and Sweden? Because they recognise that this conflict can continue to escalate.
A theater full of innocent women and children sheltering, bombed, despite the giant world's children written on the roof. More than 200,000 Ukrainian soldiers killed or injured.
Also absent from this narrativization is the fact there was a peace deal on the table, apparently ready to be signed by both sides. And then Boris Johnson, Prime Minister of our country, the UK, went to Kiev and dissuaded Zelensky from signing it. We've seen Jens Stoltenberg, the head of NATO, say that Putin said, if Ukraine joins NATO, that's war.
To promise no more NATO enlargement, that was a precondition for not invade Ukraine. Of course, we didn't sign that. The opposite happened.
Presumably that means if Ukraine don't join NATO, that's not war. So have you personally got strong views on Ukraine joining NATO? I don't think Ukraine should be invaded. I don't think Ukrainian people should be attacked. I don't think Ukrainian people should be conscripted and killed. But I would like to see what Russia, and in particular Vladimir Putin, have got to say. And then I'll determine for myself, perhaps based on a conversation with you lot, whether or not we trust Putin. Putin said that he's not got an interest in invading other NATO countries like we're continually told he's going to. Oh, he invaded Ukraine, and next was Finland, Sweden. We're being told to think of this as a kind of Hitler Part 2. But in fact, what this is it seems to me, a globalist attempt to continue to perpetuate a very profitable war and extracting complex information that we're entitled to hear, i.e. Tucker Carlson should interview Putin.
And tonight, Putin is trying to seize on the fact that Zelensky's military appears to be in turmoil, capitalizing on a moment of intense American political dysfunction and intensifying strikes.
Here's presidential candidate Bobby Kennedy offering some elucidation on his opinion that, yes, Tucker Carlson has every right to interview Putin, and that Putin and the Russian people have every right to their own trajectory. Again, I don't think Ukraine should be bombed. I don't think there should be a war between Ukraine and Russia, but I would like to understand why it's happening and how it would be most expediently stopped immediately.
You know, Putin every day says, I want to settle the war, let's negotiate. And Zelensky has said, we're not going to negotiate. But in 92, the wall came down in the Soviet Union. Gorbachev said, I'm going to allow you to reunify Germany, but I want your commitment. After that, you will not move NATO 1 inch to the east, and we solemnly swore we wouldn't do it.
Someone should have written that down, really, shouldn't they? It's a pretty important commitment that was made between Reagan and Gorbachev there, and one that appears to have been reneged upon due to the agenda of actually Western expansionism and imperialism. Why is it that you can have China surrounded by US military bases, and then when China does something that negatively impacts a warship into the South Pacific, China are the aggressors? We have to, I think, train ourselves to have a broader perspective. Not be called traitors for doing that.
Well, then in 97, we're going to move NATO 1,000 miles to the east and take 15 countries into it and surround the Soviet Union. We then overthrow the government. In 2014, they're elected government and put in a Western sympathetic government. Russia then has to go into Crimea because they have a port at Vladivostok. It's their only warm water port.
Do you hear like how complex that is, and reasoned, and geopolitical, and geographical, and cultural? It's not. Putin is a baddie, and he's a bad madman, and he's got numerous doubles, and plus he has cancer, and he dribbles, and he's insane. That is propaganda. What we're listening to there is a set of reasons that led to the escalation of this conflict. Whenever you hear the critiques of Russia and Putin, it sounds like propaganda. When you hear the counter-narrative, for which everyone from Tucker to us, the Grey Zone, are called Putin apologists for recounting, is like, well, isn't the 2014 coup relevant? Isn't the expansion of NATO relevant? Isn't the disputed region of the Donbass relevant? These things are legitimate questions that you will see Putin respond to when Tucker does that interview. And that's what terrifies them. What terrifies them is hundreds of millions of people, let's say, watching that and going, do I want my children or my family conscripted into the military to fight that war? Do I want my tax dollars endlessly spent on that conflict, knowing what I know about Afghanistan, that it cost $2 trillion and, well, how did we benefit? It ended in a botched evacuation and disaster. Once we have that information, they no longer have power over us. Isn't it more likely that's their concern rather than, what is the other reason? Oh, well, this is bad for him, going over there to speak to Putin. He's a baddie. What's the other reason?
And they know the new government that we just installed is going to invite the U.S. Navy into their port. So then the Russians go in, they only send 40,000 people. It's a nation of 44 million people. They clearly do not intend to conquer Ukraine. But they want us back at the negotiating table. The Russians just want a guarantee that Ukraine won't join NATO. Zelensky signs the treaty, Putin's people sign the treaty, and Putin starts withdrawing the Russian troops in good faith. And what happens? Joe Biden sends Boris Johnson, the British Prime Minister, over to Ukraine in April and forces him to tear up the treaty. And since then, 450,000 kids have died
So that is why the Tucker Carlson-Putin interview matters. That is why Tucker Carlson's relationship with Elon Musk is important. You might find 100 things you disagree with Tucker Carlson or Elon Musk or indeed Vladimir Putin on, but what you do have the right to is their perspective. And the reason that the legacy media and the establishment are flapping and panicking and trying to shut this down isn't to protect you, but because they want to control you. When you hear Bobby Kennedy explain an alternative history of this escalating conflict, as well as pointing out some of the obvious consequences for Ukrainian people, for Russian people, potentially for your family coming up, for your tax dollars already, doesn't it seem like hearing directly from Vladimir Putin might be valuable? Doesn't it seem like a peaceful solution might be favourable? Doesn't it seem like we might be at the very point where independent media could topple the chokehold that the legacy media and their establishment affiliates have over the minds of our populations? And isn't that what terrifies them? And isn't that what they're trying to shut down, whether it's Joe Rogan, horse paste, stuff about me, or stuff about Tucker? Why don't you decide for yourselves if you're allowed to continue to watch this kind of content? Because right now, there are censorship laws being passed all around the world with the aim, apparently, of protecting you further. Or is it controlling you further? But that's just what I think. Why don't you let me know what you think in the comments and chat? Remember, we stream every day. We make additional content for our community. You can get access right away to our exclusive conversation with Tucker by clicking the link in the description. That's what you can watch right now, actually. If you want to, you're free to do that. More important than any of that, if you can, please stay free. What's happening, Tucker?
What happens here tends to act as a preview for what's about to happen in the rest of the West.
Ultimately, the current set of global conflicts, will they be used to legitimize further authoritarianism and control?
Without question. And the irony is that control will be exerted in countries that don't have ongoing wars. I just feel sad for everyone. But I know lies when I hear them. I can't deal with it.
Fox News is parting ways with primetime host and conservative commentator Tucker Carlson.
How do you feel about the fact that, you know, in your career, you've moved from being in one media space to another one that had a very different identity in terms of Fox and the role that you had there? Are you aware of the risk? Do you feel that risk?
I have the great advantage of being 54, so I'm not afraid to die. You know, I'm not shooting for another 30 years in media. I think it's enough to say what I think is true now.
The window within which democracy operates is so narrow that you're able to present it as a type of freedom.
You're articulating my darkest thoughts, which I never say out loud. But what you just said, the definition of democracy has changed from the people rule to the institutions rule. They're really afraid. They know how unpopular they are. And a lot of their decisions are made not simply out of greed and selfishness, but out of panic, in the way that all illegitimate regimes behave toward the end.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you want to see more uncensored content where free speech can flourish, join our live stream. Click the link right here to watch the next video if you want to, or become a member of a growing movement. Download the Rumble app and you'll be informed every time we make a new piece of content. Stay free.
When Doug and Andre came to TurboTax,
we navigated a turbulent housing market by
flying the boat home.
But we didn't know the first thing about filing taxes as first-time home buyers.
I knew how to make their move count. We filed taxes for millions of new homeowners and guaranteed 100% accuracy on land and sea.
Was that a shark?
Yes.
Make your moves count. Intuit TurboTax, 100% accuracy guaranteed.
Do any work on the computer, having an AI tool that helps you with your writing will save you a ton of time. That's where Grammarly comes in.
Hello? Hey.
Yeah, so that.
Oh, not much. What you got going on?
What you? Sure, nothing. Just staying for today. I was on the phone with my two other friends about some stuff earlier. I was really on the phone with them all morning until like 2 o'clock today.
Oh dang.
Just about, yeah, it was just about the stuff with this this dude we sort of had a problem with, his name died or whatever. So yeah, like, it's funny because like he got mad while he was on the phone, and I was at my friend Pete's house. We were chilling on the game, and I got mad because I had to leave. I had to get back home in time for meds, and I guess bro wasn't trying to hear that, so he got pissed off at me or whatever. Then we was going back and forth, and I was like, bro, I don't got time for this shit. If you gonna try to hang out now, just do it. Cause like you really pissing me the fuck off. And he like hung up this shit. Then before I left, I was talking to my friend Opeece and my other friend who was there at Opeece house, Kyrie. We was talking about the situation and stuff. And then after that, I had to leave. I couldn't stay there any longer. But we was talking today. They said they had talked to him last night, saying like he don't fuck with me no more. To be honest, I'm like, this sounds like a whole ass you problem, bro. I don't care. To be honest, I always just kind of saw you as another nigga from the street. And like now they told me like if you catch me out in West Philly or whatever, you gonna try like I don't know if my friends kill me or fight me. They probably said both. I just wasn't paying attention. But I don't know. To be honest, I never really see him in action like that. As far as I know, he's just all talk. Unless he actually trying to do something, then I'll stand my ground. Other than that, I'm not too worried about it. But you know, just some bullshit. But other than that, I'm actually quite fine right now. Just chilling in my life. Probably going somewhere today. Not sure what we're doing today. I wouldn't went. Actually, I probably went with my grandma stuff today, but she said, wait till Saturday. And I can head up a little bit. We'll see her.
Alright, that's what's up. Yeah, I wouldn't even worry about them dudes, man. Motherfuckers just be talking shit just to talk shit most of the damn time.
Yeah, that's also what it's saying, right? Yeah, I ain't too worried about it. But so how was your day?
My day was pretty good. Work was okay. It was a little bit busy, but not really, because like one of my coworkers in the office, she takes care of her mom, and her mom is like real old. Like her mom is like 91 or something. Like she getting kind of old, man. Like, and then they said that last night her mom had tripped and fell and broke her femur bone. And he was like, oh shit, like, and so they had to take her to the emergency room, and she had to have like emergency surgery. So she didn't come to work today because she's at the hospital with her mom. And then the other coworker, well, really my boss, she had a program that she had to do at the YMCA today, so she wasn't in the office. So it was just me and the other girl in there, and so we had to do like everything by ourselves. But luckily it wasn't that bad because we only had like 4 or 5 people come in today. But then I had to like get stuff ready for my kids tomorrow after school, and I did that. Then I had to do write one resume, and I ordered some more stuff on Amazon, and then I only had like 2 meetings to go to. But I say it was kind of busy, but not really, because most of it was like easy shit. But it was yo at 91, like it's so bad, dude, because her mom already has dementia, and like she's starting to forget a lot of stuff. So her and her brother were already thinking about like kind of putting their mom in like a home, like an old folks home. And she really don't want to do that, but then she's like her mom needs so much help now that she misses a lot of work because she has to stay home until the nurse comes to be there with her mom, because her mom just forgets stuff a lot. And so now with this broken bone thing, like they're real nervous because she's on blood thinners, and like she's really frail. So if she doesn't get like exercise and walk around and stuff, like her muscles are just gonna atrophy, and she's just gonna be like a vegetable. So They're really nervous, and I can't blame them. I mean, I wish I had my mom until like the lady. She's like 65 years old, and her mom is still like that's dope as fuck that you've had your mom your whole life until you're like 65 years old though. So, but still, that shit might be. I don't know, man. Her mom might be okay, but it don't look too good. Mhm. So that was like the biggest news this morning when I got, because I'm normally like the second or third person in the office, and then when I got there, that was like the first thing my boss was telling me. She was like, "Well, Carol won't be in today," and I'm like, "Oh, is everything okay?" And she was like, "No, everything is not okay." I was like, "Damn." Yeah, but yeah, when people are that, if I keep saying old, but when you live a long life like that and you can make it to like 90 years and you've seen your kids and your grandkids and your great grands, like her body is just giving out. There's nothing we can do about it. There's nothing she can really do about it. You're just old now. And so like if she doesn't make it home, like will it be super sad? It will be sad, but like that's the best time to go is like I just want to live like a really long life and just be able to see like grandkids and stuff and know everything is okay, and then if when I die, I'll be cool with it. So her mom is, I don't know. Her mom is old enough where if anything does happen, they shouldn't be too worried about it because I say you're already in your 60s. Like you've had your mom your entire life, so it'll be all right to let her go. Now, when people die in their 30s, 40s, and 50s, that shit always sad because they got so much life that they can live ahead of them. But when you just die from like natural, like old age and stuff like that, like you can't really be too mad about that. Hmm. Oh, wow. Yeah, I don't know. Your grandpas wasn't that old. They weren't no old man.
I just really want to talk to him, see how he's doing. Because when last I talked to him, he said he had to go to court or something. He said something about his schooling or whatever. I'm not sure. And then when I asked him, he said he didn't want to get into it. I'm like, that's understandable. But that's the last I heard when I talked to him. So I just want to see what was up with that.
Yeah.
So what you had on for dinner tonight? You making anything? You have something already made?
No, I gotta cook. I took some shrimp out. It's thawing out now 'cause I had it in the freezer. But I'll probably make some shrimp Alfredo pasta with broccoli in it.
Okay.
Or something. Yeah, it's quick, but it's tasty and it's kind of healthy for you. So that's why I always try to cook on Sundays. I cook a lot of food on Sunday, so I don't have to do this during the week. But I don't know, I was so lazy on Sunday, and I was just, I don't know. Now I'm kicking myself in the ass because I do have to cook tonight. And so if I would have just did it on Sunday, I could just hop right on the game when I get out the studio and just chill. But nope, now I gotta go cook dinner.
Yeah, they just said we might be leaving soon. My phone ain't really charged yet, so if I can, I'll call you later on. I'll just call you tomorrow.
All right, well, I'll talk to you later on.
All right, see you then.
All right, bye. My young boy. What time is it? All right, it's right at 5. I think I need to hop out of here and start cooking. Man.
Alright, so I feel like that's probably the best stopping point I'm gonna get to right here. All right. I think we got a little, little something done. I think we got a little something. So we started working on the turban right there. And then the garment that he's wearing. I got so bad. Let me hurry up and get my ass up out of here. Yo, I appreciate everybody who stopped in the stream today, checking out the progress on these paintings. I'll fuck with y'all boys next time. I'm out of here.